Welcome to the Trash Puppy channel. This channel is all about financial investments, cryptocurrency, with a sprinkle of conspiracy theory. It's also where the stars meet the stocks and celestial cycles influences market cycles. If you enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button. First, a little housekeeping. My videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not investment advice. So a lot in the news, and first, my condolences to the victims that were impacted by the 7.1 earthquake in China. 我所有中国的观众，我会为你们祷告。So there was an earthquake in China. It was in the magnitude of 7.1. It caused fatalities, and this is, I hate to say it, but the earth is upset with us. And if you watch my last video around a prediction of an impending tsunami in July of this year off the coast of Japan, I believe this is just a foreshadowing of the events to come. And so, again, it's tough to talk about. Mother Earth is a little angry with us. Continuing on, and more evidence of this. Reported first bird flu death in the US, and again in Louisiana, where the Super Bowl is happening. And just my condolences goes out to New Orleans. They've gone through a lot, and I know they'll come back stronger. This is why egg prices are so high. So get ready. With spring and Easter coming up, get ready to pay $5 to $6 for a dozen of eggs. And you heard it here on the Trash Puppy channel first. This news also reminds me of the investments I'm making in the market, which is in biopharma. And I cover ticker symbol TMXP, Tonix Pharmaceutical, previously, and they are working on vaccines. I don't think it's related to the bird flu. Nonetheless, keep this on the radar. And the last interesting piece of news, and my favorite one, is my fellow Taiwanese entrepreneur, Jensen Huang. So Jensen Huang might become richer than Elon Musk, but he's a humble guy. So at the CES 2025, the CEO of Nvidia, the most profitable company on planet Earth, speaks of the future, and it involves AI, robotics, and battery storage. So those are the ticker symbols you will hear a lot about in robotics, in data storage, in battery storage, and in artificial intelligence. Which brings us to today's ticker, Ocean Power Technologies, OPTT. Currently trading at 143. It's up 40% since my last video. So hopefully some of y'all made some money. I know I certainly did. It's down a little bit today. It's the short sellers trying to take positions on both sides. A lot of this fluctuations is really artificial. It's a slow trading day. It's a shortened week. Rest in peace, President Jimmy Carter. I believe you can still get in at this entry point and have an upside of around 60% within 90 days. You heard it on the Trash Puppy channel first. This stock is not going below $1. So you might be waiting for a while. I want to talk about OPTT, and not about any crazy tsunami that's about to hit or catastrophe. The Mother Earth is mad at us. I want to talk about Ocean Power Technology, OPTT, and the products they're in. And one of the areas that they're heavily invested in is in catastrophe relief. As y'all know, in my last video, we talked about a tsunami hitting the coast of Japan in July of 2025. Interestingly enough, there's an article of sinking buildings due to rising sea levels in South Florida. This article speaks of buildings sinking at more than 3 inches per X amount of month, and it's sinking faster than anyone expects because the limestone on the bottom is dropping out. So, hey, I'm just bringing you the information. To studying ocean power technology and how they can benefit from really anything related to ocean defense. Ocean defense is national defense. This is the Trash Puppy channel. It's where the stars meet the stocks, and celestial cycles influences market cycles. Y'all know here on the Trash Puppy channel where the stocks meet the stars and celestial cycles influences market cycles. I'm checking the solar calendar for the most solar activity to see if there are any correlation between solar activity and catastrophes. And enough, I cannot find the chart that I shared with you all in my last video showing the most solar activity in July 2025. It's almost like the minute it was broadcast, they took it down. For any of my viewers, if you can find that same chart, please leave it in the comments because I cannot find it. Only a forecast, and as you can see, sure enough, 2025 summer shows the highest level of solar activity. And with the earthquake that just happened on the border of Nepal and China yesterday, perhaps that's just a foreshadowing of things to come. Ocean Power Technologies currently trading at $1.43, down 10% for the day. A lot of this downswing is profit taking, short sellers taking position. Again, here on the Trash Puppy channel, you heard it here first. OPTT has an upside of $2 in the next 90 days. Their product line consists of defense and security, offshore wind, offshore oil and gas, science and research. Today, I want to tackle defense and security. We'll get to the oil exploration later. There are a lot of news around this subject right now, so it would take an entire video to discuss. All I can say is drill, baby, drill, drill, baby, drill. So defense and security. I am most interested in OPTT products in defense and security. And I looked at this chart. To understand OPTT strategy, you must understand the segments they play in. And I want to talk about the defense and security segment. I believe a war is impending in the year 2027. You heard it on the Trash Puppy channel first, the war of 2027. And Ocean Power Technologies is well positioned in maritime defense of the United States of America. So you can't talk about ocean defense without a paper by the Navy, and it's around America's SLAMR system, America's Sea, Land, Air Military Research Initiative. And in reviewing this document, page 6, the business relationships, including AT&T, OPTT, and some of other big players in the defense and maritime space. So for the investors out there, just this week, a few days ago, Philip Stratman of OPTT mentions a partnership of sorts between many companies, including Elon's SpaceX and AT&T. He also mentions several other robotic companies in the industry. So, as you can see, OPTT plays in a larger market in not only renewable energy, but also in ocean defense. So here I have a chart of all the vendors mentioned in Philip Stratman, the CEO of OPTT, Ocean Power Technologies, tweet. And it includes none other than OPTT themselves, but also SpaceX, AT&T, the US Navy, and another company I cover in my other video, the KITT, Nauticus Robotics. These are all of the vendors participating in the defense of maritime defense for our country. So salute to all these great companies. And where I am most interested in is where Ocean Power Technologies plays. And they make the data, software, and platform, and some of the controls to make the whole system run. And it kind of reminded me of a node defense system. So here I have what we call a module setup. This is the blockchain representing what Bitcoin, pick a crypto. And this is the slam arm Navy defense system. So I believe this is the future of defense, which is going to more of a modularized setup. That way, if one specific module gets knocked out, all the other ones can still function together or individually. So we can dive certainly, and you can see this concept repeated in telecom. And so I believe that Ocean Power Technologies buoys are not only out there for exploration, but it's also to serve as sensors for all these other companies' products so they can connect and talk to each other. And so this brings me really to their financial statements, because playing in the software space allows you to cut your operating expenses by tremendous amounts. It's what I call everyone loves a shiny new button. It literally costs nothing to make a new button, but it costs a lot to add a new button. You heard it on Trash Puppy channel first. This is a revenue split of Ocean Power Technologies revenue, and you can see their biggest increase is in the WAM-V, and the WAM-V is a autonomous vehicle, but also includes the software and the ecosystems that I had mentioned. And the margins on software is much higher than these actual products, right? Because everyone loves a shiny new button. And so this is from their 10Q, and here it states that their solution focuses on data as a service, Power Buoy product lines, and also WAM-V and Power as a Service. So a lot of service mentioned here, and service revenue are high margin revenue. All of the investment is upfront. After that, it's really customizations, and it's just high generating revenue. Think of a company like Tesla that makes cars, but the margin is all in the software because everybody loves a shiny new button. So, and lastly, I just want to talk about how they were able to cut their operating expenses and shift their focus from really hardware to commercial software and defense software. And this allowed them to reduce their operating expenses. And these are all the reasons why I'm so high on OPTT as a long-term hold. As you can see, their operating expenses were reduced by almost $7 million. And from 2003, this tells you that they are making a lot of restructuring activities, including reallocation of headcount and materials reduction. So with the restructuring and continuing operational costs decreasing, they're also increasing top line revenue from their software. Government contracts, remember I told you these government contracts pay like SaaS revenue. So a lot of it is in their account receivables on the balance sheet. And I will get into that today. Trash Puppy channel out. If you like my content, please hit the subscribe button. OPTT, Ocean Power Technologies, still with tremendous upside growth, partnering with AT&T and SpaceX.